And here's a big breaking inputs. ED has claimed mega attempt at cover-up. Accused destroyed digital evidence. 34 VIP suspects changed 140 phones. Lens on mantris, liquor barons, babus. The agency claims that phones were ditched after the scam surfaced. Sisodia aide summoned case files. Accused destroyed digital sabut. This story is getting bigger by the minute, and Times Now is leading the investigation on this. All the investigation details being broken first on Times Now, and this is an explosive disclosure now. Meghna Deka now joining us for more on this. Meghna, after the arrest of two businessmen,
yes,
here is the latest.
Well, absolutely. We've already shown a letter which dated back to 30th of September, which allegedly shows how office of the Deputy Chief Minister was being misused to tamper, as the evidence would suggest, as per the BJP, to tamper with the evidence in the Liquorgate scam. And here's another possible proof. This is coming in from none other than the Enforcement Directorate, which has said, now this is the remand copy of Binoy Babu. This is by the Enforcement Directorate. It's not us saying it. It is the Enforcement Directorate who has specifically listed. And if you scroll down to point 6.7 on 10th page, you will see large-scale changing of mobile phones with the intention to destroy digital evidence. This is very significant. Not only now is the allegation of misuse of office, but also destruction and evidence tampering, which has been leveled against some of the topmost leaders of the Delhi government. This says that a large number of mobile phones have been changed by the persons who have been involved and suspected to be involved in the case, with the intention to destroy the digital evidence during the relevant period, which is during the probe. In fact, it goes on to say all the 34 important persons involved, suspected to be involved in the excise scam, have changed a total of 140. Who are these 34 important persons? Remember, none other than the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, is the accused number one. Is he one of these 34 important people who changed their mobile phones in order to try and obfuscate the probe? Well, that is the question that the ED is going to be looking into. In fact, it says that a total of 140 phones were changed, valued at 1.2 crore rupees, with the intention to destroy digital evidence during the relevant period. These persons include all the main accused, the liquor barons, the senior government officials, the excise minister of Delhi and other suspects. Does it also include the Deputy Chief Minister? Well, we don't know that yet, because the remand note is not very clear as to who specifically are the topmost accused, the topmost government officers who have apparently, allegedly been changing their mobile phones in order to try and remove the digital footprint of the alleged scam. It says that the timing of the change of this phone indicates that this phone was mostly changed just after the scam surfaced. So this is damning. The Enforcement Directorate said that the minute the scam surfaced, people started changing their phones, trying to remove the digital evidence. If everyone is really as imandar as being claimed by the Chief Minister of Delhi, why are the Kattar imandars then changing their phones? Well, these are questions that the Enforcement Directorate is currently looking into, questions which must be answered. If there was no proof against them, then why was digital evidence being removed? Questions which must be answered, Pranesh.
Bhavtosh Singh also joining us. Meghna, stay with us. Bhavtosh, 34 VIP suspects, and between them 140 phones.
Yes, in fact, that's the line of questioning, and that's the line of investigation that has been taken by the Enforcement Directorate. Remember, Pranesh, there's a very limited time that has been left for both the Federal Probe Agency, that is for Enforcement Directorate, as well as for Central Bureau of Investigation. The first set of the charge sheet has to be filed by them at around between 22nd of November and 25th of November. So limited time, and one must remember, whenever these charge sheets will be filed, there would be a massive war of words between BJP and AAP, and if ED as well as CBI fails to prove the case against anyone, whether it's Manish Sisodia or against any of the AAP leaders who have been mentioned in the charge sheet, then AAP will in fact go after Bharatiya Janata Party, and if Manish Sisodia and others are named, then obviously BJP will target AAP. The question is why these phones were being used and why these phones were being
stay with
destroyed.
us. Political reactions coming in thick and fast. Amit Malviya of the BJP joining us. Good evening, Mr. Malviya. What do you make of this? Times Now has accessed the remand note, the agency making startling claims. Between 34 VIP suspects, 140 phones were changed and the phones were ditched after the scam surfaced. That's the charge.
Well, one thing is quite clear, that Manish Sisodia finds himself at the deep end of the pool, and that is why there is an attempt to destroy the trail. Ever since Dinesh Arora, his close aide and businessman, has decided to turn approver, and ED arrested 2 more businessmen from Telangana and Andhra in money laundering case, as far as the Delhi excise liquor scam goes, Manish Sisodia has gone silent. And these revelations that are now emerging from the note submitted by the agency, it is becoming quite evident that Sisodia and gang are in a hurry, perhaps fearful of the fact that the agencies will catch up with them very soon. They wish to destroy evidences. The letter from Manish Sisodia's office to the LG asking for copies of the files is a very clear indication that he realizes that his time may be up soon. The fact is that Manish Sisodia, while being the accused number 1 in the CBI list, is also someone who champions this entire excise policy without the approval of the cabinet, or for that matter, concurrence of the LG's office, and therefore he's been in violation of law. They have also lost money to the exchequer. A huge amount of money has been paid to the Aam Aadmi Party through kickbacks, as has emerged in several sting tapes that have now surfaced, and most of these businessmen who are now wanting to turn approvers are probably going to endorse that legally. So it is going to make it very, very difficult for Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal to wriggle out of this entire scam, which is worth a few thousand crore rupees.
Now, Mr. Malviya, are you suggesting that this is the reason why Sisodia has not been sacked as Deputy Chief Minister?
Look, Sisodia will not be sacked as Deputy Chief Minister, just like Satyendra Jain has been retained as a minister despite grave charges and the court finding enough evidence, a result of which is his extended stay in the Tihar jail. But even though he might continue as minister, if the law catches up...
Thank you, Mr. Malviya, for speaking to us. Let's see how the AAP responds to this. Let's talk about the note, the 30th September note that was broken by Times Now. Meghna.
Absolutely. Times Now got this mega exclusive. Remember, Manish Sisodia compared himself to martyrs such as Mahatma Gandhi as well as Bhagat Singh, saying that they too face this unfair trial. I too am going to undergo this kind of an unfair trial. I am too a martyr, just like Mahatma Gandhi and Bhagat Singh. However, let's tell our viewers how earlier in the day, Times Now took the lead on the story. We got you this exclusive 30th September 2022. Now, this letter that we've managed to get an access was written on by the OSD of the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. This was written to the Excise Commissioner, and it says that the Deputy Chief Minister has desired photocopies and scanned copies in a pen drive. In fact, categorically saying that he desires the files and the documents related to the formation of the excise policy. Remember, all of these files, Pranesh, were handed over by the Excise Commissioner to the CBI. The originals were given to the CBI, the copies then were made and handed over to the Enforcement Directorate. The Excise Commissioner was not at the time in presence, did not have possession of these files because they've already been given to the investigative agencies who are looking into the Liquorgate scam. It goes on to say requested to kindly provide the documents immediately. So there is haste which is being shown by the OSD of the Deputy Chief Minister. Now, interestingly, the excise commissioner, after he received this note, asked the finance department, what should I do? Should these files be supplied to the deputy chief minister, who's also the accused number one in the Liquorgate scam? The finance department then sent this query.
That's right. And
to the
on
law
all of
commission.
this, the response of Mr. Manish Sisodia, the accused number one, is the following. That's his tweet on your screen. He says, बातों को भटकाने की बजाय ये बताएं कि उनको अभी तक जांच में मिला क्या है. Why are you trying to deflect and divert? Why are you not telling us what have you found in the probe? He says nothing has been found. These are the people who went to Telangana to shop for MLAs and they are now going after me. This is Manish Sisodia in a way daring the BJP to prove the charges. We move on, viewers, to the other big story, which was also broken first on your channel. Just over a week ago, India relived the pain of horrific 1984 massacre of Sikhs. On its 30th anniversary, a reminder how the state and judiciary haven't succeeded in punishing the perpetrators of that carnage. That, according to the findings of the Ahuja committee, left 2,733 Sikhs dead and thousands of families distraught, displaced forever. But even as the victims were wiping tears of over 3 decades of trauma, trust Congress to rub salt on their wounds. Congress has named riot-accused Jagdish Tytler as a member of its election committee for the upcoming Delhi Municipal Corporation polls. And just in case you forgot how grave a travesty this is, Tytler is the same man who, according to the Nanavati Commission, very probably had a hand in organizing attacks on Sikhs, which is why the BJP is seeing a bigger ploy behind this promotion.
कांग्रेस का और गांधी परिवार का 1984 के कातलों से विशेष प्रेम है. उनको हमेशा वो गले से लगा के रखते क्योंकि उन्हीं के कहने पर 1984 का कत्लेआम हुआ था. आज कल्पना कीजिए कि जगदीश टाइटलर जैसा आदमी, जिसके हाथ सिखों के खून से रंगे हुए हैं, जो सबसे बड़ा सिखों का कातिल है, कितने हजारों बेगुनाह लोगों को मारने वाले लोगों को भी कांग्रेस ने आज फिर से अपनी चुनाव समिति का मेंबर के रूप में एक उसको दर्जा देकर ये स्थापित किया है कि कांग्रेस और गांधी परिवार कातलों से कभी दूर नहीं रह सकते. सिखों के प्रति, सिखों के कातलों से इतना प्यार, ये दर्शाता है कांग्रेस की मानसिकता नहीं बदली. वो सिखों की कातिल जमात 1984 में थी, लेकिन अपने मन से और सोच से आज भी वो सिखों की कातिल ही है.
Congress has once again rubbed the salt on the 1984 wounds of the Sikh, the carnage which they did, and they have done it again by inducting Jagdish Tytler in the election committee of Delhi. They think probably Sikhs will forgive this or forget this. Sikhs will never forgive or forget Tytler or Kamalnath or Rajiv Gandhi for that regard. Rajiv Gandhi was a kingpin and Tytler and Kamalnath were part of his team. They keep doing it and repeating it again. This shows their DNA and their true color.
While the BJP is using this endorsement of a man accused of criminal injustice to question Congress's real intent, even as Rahul Gandhi takes out Bharat Jodo Yatra, Congress is defending its decision and shifting blame and onus on the BJP.
देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी का काम है सांप्रदायिकता फैलाना, धर्म के नाम पे राजनीति करना और इस तरीके के माहौल को पैदा करना कि जहां पर एक कंफ्यूजन पैदा हो. पिछले 5 साल से एमसीडी के अंदर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग हैं. उन्होंने क्या दिल्ली के अंदर डेवलपमेंट का काम किया, क्या सफाई सुथराई का काम किया, कोरोना के टाइम पे किस तरीके की दिल्ली की हालत थी, ये मुद्दे ये हैं चर्चा करने के. कौन मेंबर है कांग्रेस पार्टी के अंदर, इलेक्शन कमेटी के अंदर कौन नहीं है, ये महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है.
जो दोषी थे, यही एक पार्टी है जो दोषी के ऊपर पूरी तरह से हमने कार्रवाई भी की. अगर हमारे कोई भी सदस्य किसी तरह से अगर किसी तरह से सम्मिलित हैं, कोई भी किसी तरह के गलत काम में, तो कांग्रेस पार्टी ने कभी नहीं बख्शा. मोदी जी जैसे नहीं है. अगर मान लीजिए हटा देते तो आप कल बीजेपी बोलती कि जगदीश टाइटलर को जो है आपको मालूम है कि उसने जो इस गलत काम किया इसलिए आपने हटाया. कुछ भी बोलने के लिए तो बहुत सारे लोग हो जाए.
Let's open this up. Rajiv Pandey, spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Sumansi Raman, political analyst, but joining us also Atma Singh Labana, victim of the 1984 riots, massacre. लबाना साहब, टाइम्स नाउ पे स्वागत है आपका। मैं सबसे पहले आपसे जानना चाहता हूं कि कांग्रेस पार्टी के इस फैसले को कैसे देखते हैं आप?
देखो जी, ये जो कांग्रेस है, मैं पिछले कई सालों से देख रहा हूं। जब 2014 में लोकसभा के इलेक्शन हुए थे तो उस टाइम भी राजस्थान में राहुल गांधी ने बयान दिया था कि सिखों ने हमारी दादी को मारा है और इनको सेंटीमेंट भड़काने की कोशिश की और हिंदुओं को अपने साथ जोड़ने की इन्होंने कोशिश की। और आज फिर दिल्ली में जो इलेक्शन होने जा रहे हैं, इन्होंने टिकटों का बंटवारे से लेकर और उनकी कैंपेन तक जगदीश टाइटलर, जो इन्होंने अपने आप माना था सज्जन कुमार और टाइटलर की इन्होंने टिकटें काटी थी 2007 के अंदर, तो इन्होंने टिकटें काटी थी, उनको दी नहीं थी, टिकट भी दे के इनको काटी थी। इनको इतना मजबूर होना पड़ा था। पंजाब में और पूरे हिंदुस्तान में सिखों ने इतना विरोध किया था कि कांग्रेस हाई कमान को जगदीश टाइटलर और सज्जन कुमार की टिकटें काटनी पड़ी और इन्होंने कहा था कि हम कांग्रेस से हमेशा के लिए इनको पार्टी से निकाल देंगे, लेकिन इन्होंने इनको अभी तक नहीं निकाला है। और जब भी इलेक्शन आते हैं ये सिखों का मतलब शोषण करने के लिए।
जी लुबाना साहब, मैं आपसे एक सीधा सवाल जानना चाहता हूं। आज आपको पूरा देश सुन रहा है टाइम्स नाउ पे। जो लोग नहीं जानते जगदीश टाइटलर के बारे में, आप उनको बताइए जगदीश टाइटलर के बारे में।
जगदीश टाइटलर और राजीव गांधी, इसने खुद कहा था 2017 में कि मैं और राजीव गांधी जो था पूरी दिल्ली में रात को हम घूमते रहे, दिन में सुबह सुबह भी हम घूमते रहे। कोई प्रोटोकॉल नहीं था, इनकी कोई सिक्योरिटी नहीं थी। राजीव गांधी खुद इनकी कार में, और मैंने अपनी आंखों से पुल बंगस गुरुद्वारे के पास में टाइटलर और अपने राजीव गांधी को मैंने देखा था कि वो इशारा कर रहा था कि ये पुल बंगस जो गुरुद्वारा है ये सिखों का है और इसमें स्कूल है, इसमें हिंदू और सिखों के बच्चे पढ़ते हैं। तो उन्होंने डायरेक्शन दी थी स्कूल को रहने दो और गुरुद्वारा को जला दो। वो मुकदमा टाइटलर के खिलाफ बाड़ा हिंदू राव थाने में मुकदमा इसके खिलाफ दर्ज है। 2005 में सीबीआई ने इसके खिलाफ मुकदमा दर्ज किया था और इन्होंने कांग्रेस ने बड़ी चालाकी के साथ में इनको क्लीन चिट देने की कोशिश की। आज भी राउज एवेन्यू कोर्ट के अंदर जज साहब ने ऑर्डर किए हैं कि इनके खिलाफ 164 के बयान जो विटनेस अभी इनके टाइटलर के खिलाफ है उनके दर्ज किए जाए, लेकिन वो आज तक बयान इन्होंने दर्ज नहीं होने दिए। सीबीआई, हम भी मोदी जी से इनसे रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि सीबीआई के जो अधिकारी हैं वो अभी अच्छे ढंग से काम नहीं कर रहे हैं। या तो उनको कहो कि टाइटलर के अरेस्ट करके इनको जेल में डाला जाए और उनके बयान दर्ज करा जाए कोर्ट में, लेकिन वो करते ही नहीं है। तो हमारे जो भी मेरी बात ये सुन रहा है कि और ये हमारे गृह मंत्रालय को या जिनके पास ये सीबीआई आती है उनको ये डायरेक्शन देनी चाहिए।
लुबाना साहब, मैंने आपसे सवाल इसीलिए पूछा क्योंकि कांग्रेस से जब ये सवाल पूछा जाता है जगदीश टाइटलर के बारे में, वो कहते हैं देखो जी ये टाइटलर तो निर्दोष है, इस पे कोई केस ही नहीं है, इसीलिए मैंने आपसे वो पूछा। हमारे साथ रहिए सुमन सी रमान। इज दिस राहुल गांधी कांग्रेस पार्टी
2005 में बाड़ा हिंदू राव थाने के अंदर सीबीआई ने टाइटलर के खिलाफ मुकदमा दर्ज किया। टाइटलर को क्लोजर रिपोर्ट इन्होंने दी। जो मेन विटनेस ने इसको उन्होंने वहां पे अमेरिका में भगा दिया। एक दूसरे सुरेंद्र सिंह थे, उनके ऊपर इन्होंने प्रेशर किया, उसकी डेथ हो गई। दो विटनेस जो हैं अभी भी
जी,
दो विटनेस अभी भी इनके हैं जो कोर्ट में उनके बयान चल रहे हैं, इनको सीबीआई अरेस्ट क्यों नहीं करती? एक मामूली सा झगड़ा हो जाता है और तुरंत पुलिस वाले बंद कर देते हैं। मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूं कि सीबीआई उसको किस बात के लिए छोड़ रखा है? उसको पहले अरेस्ट करो, उसके बाद चार्जशीट दाखिल करो, लेकिन वो करते ही नहीं है। 38 साल हो गए।
मैं आपके गुस्से को समझ सकता हूं, आपके दर्द को समझ सकता हूं, इसीलिए हमने आपको बुलाया भी है। अब जो हमारे बाकी के गेस्ट हैं उनसे भी जवाब ले लेते हैं. Dr. Aman, is this Congress's Bharat Jodo? You heard Mr. Lubana.
No, first of all, I understand the pain of Mr. Lubana. The point is that legally, as I understand it, there is no case which is pending against Mr. Tytler. There are 3 closure reports which the CBI has filed. Of course, the 3rd closure report was questioned by the court. But the CBI has not, until date, filed a charge sheet against Mr. Tytler now. In fact, they've given closure reports multiple times. So, while it is possible that there may not have been enough evidence and the man may be guilty or whatever, the fact remains that to accuse the Congress party of giving him one among 40 people. He's basically part of a 40-member committee.
Okay, now Dr. Raman, I'm sorry to interrupt. More breaking inputs coming in. Times Now has asked direct question to Congress MP. Here is the response. The Congress cannot explain the patronage.
देखो मैं दिल्ली देखता नहीं हूँ ना, ऑल इंडिया कांग्रेस कमेटी देखता हूँ. आप पंजाब का कोई सवाल करेंगे मैं जवाब दे दूंगा, पर एआईसीसी का मैं कोई
नहीं सर, बीजेपी का एक्चुअली ये कहना है कि वो एंटी सिख राइट्स में थे, तो उसके चलते ये जो मैटर है वो कंट्रोवर्शियल है, तो उनको उस कमेटी से बाहर निकालना चाहिए, उनका ये कहना है.
तो उन्होंने बात कह दी है, वो कांग्रेस सोचेगी ना, वो ऐसा कैसा
एंटी सिख राइट्स में वो पार्ट लिया था उन्होंने, तो क्या आपको लगता है कि
मैं आपको जवाब नहीं देना चाहता इस बात का, फिर भी आप कहे जा रहे हैं. सॉरी.
कांग्रेस लीडर्स आर एम्बैरेस्ड. राजीव पांडे, कांग्रेस नेताओं के पास भी जवाब नहीं है.
बिल्कुल आप सही कह रहे हैं.
He said he does not know about this. He didn't say I'm embarrassed. Sorry.
The issue is,
whole country was aware that more than 10,000 Sikhs were killed by the Congressy workers, not by any religious people. It is by the Congressy goons. And it was led by HKL Bhagat. Sajjan Kumar is now in jail and he is convicted. Jagdish Tytler, Kamal Nath, and of course Rajiv Gandhi ji, he was the boss at that time. So what I am saying, maybe what Suman Siraman is saying is that evidence, because after 84 till 2000 and then again 2004 to 2014, their government was there, so they not managed to find closure reports or whatever it is. But what I am saying, people know this. Every Indian knows this, that these 4 or 5 people were the top people involved in Sikh massacres, and it was not a riot. It was a Congress backed by police, were mercilessly killing Sikhs, and across the country it was done. It was worst in Delhi, because the central government is there, and then army is there. There are so many army personnel in Delhi itself. The central forces were there, and Congress allowed, not only allowed, Congress participated in this with full force.
And now the Congress is mocking Sikh sentiments. That's the charge. We've run out of time. I thank all of you for joining us on Times Now. Taking a quick break. Lots more lined up, viewers on the other side. Do not go away.